Hi everybody, this is Dyra coming to you live from my bedroom studio. So today I wanted to talk about fears. Though everybody has fears, maybe I'm talking like on an agoraphobic level. And I've wondered about this before, was when we have fears, or when I was just like in the pit of my fears, let me say, that, and I was stuck in my house and I was housebound, that when I needed to go to the doctors or I needed to go to the therapist, I got in the car and went. I may not have driven, but I didn't have as many fears as I did about going to those places. Or, oh my gosh, if I felt I was dying and I had to go to the ER, I didn't have that fear level because I think I was going to those places, like to the doctor or to the therapist and, the ER, or, where there was a caretaker. So that made me start to think, and I even brought it up to somebody the other day, that when we're enveloped with fear or panic attacks, how when we're stuck in that mind frame of we can't leave the house, or we're struggling to leave the house, or we're struggling to go to the grocery store, or we're struggling to go anywhere that we really and truly want to be, but we're choosing to stay in our house, that what makes our fear level, our panic level, worse when we don't have a safe place to go to, like when I say, it's okay for us to have these fears and still go to the doctor and sit there in a waiting room and wait to be seen, versus maybe going to a movie with a friend or your loved one or your children, or and work through that fear, knowing that when you went to the doctors you didn't die or anything. But I don't think that you would, and I know I haven't, working through my fears and panic attacks, that I haven't died from having a panic attack. So I just wanted to kind of bring that to light if you hadn't thought about it before, or that there is a distinction in when you have panic attacks and fears, that you can make yourself go to a doctor, to go see a doctor, to tell him what you feel, to tell him what you think, to tell him what you're going through, versus going to a grocery store and doing what you want to do or have to do, or going to your kid's graduation, or something that is so I don't know how to say it, so it's so more positive for your life and your development, versus going to a doctor and letting them know that you still feel crappy. So I just wanted to just put that out there. Just think about it. Think about the distinctions. Think about why it's okay to go to a doctor's office versus doing something that you love, like going out to eat, or going to a movie, or just walking to the mailbox, or just going out the front door. Think about that. Think about that. Write about it. And if you have that, let me know, because I just really want to know, like, what is the deciding factor that it's okay to go down this path, but you can't go down this path, or it's harder to go down that path. So just let me know. Just a curious question from an agoraphobic person, because I remember having that walk and being able to go to the doctors and things. And I don't want to ramble on, but it just it was just a kind of a thought process for me. So I just wanted to put it out there and ask other people if you struggle with that, what is the deciding factor that it's okay to go to one and not the other. So if you have a comment, you can comment me, send me a personal message, or leave a comment below, just out of curiosity. But with that, I'm going to go on to this for my devotional today, out of Sarah Young, Jesus Calling. And today is August 22nd, I believe, and it's called, or I'll just go read in it. It says, "Trust me and don't be afraid. I want you to view trials as an exercise designed to develop your trust muscles. You live in the midst of fierce spiritual battles, and fear is the one of Satan's favorite weapons. When you start to feel afraid, affirm your trust in me. Speak out loud if circumstances permit. Resist the devil in my name, and he will slink away from you. Refresh yourself in my holy presence. Speak or sing praises to me, and in my holy presence, and sing praises to me, and my face will shine radiantly upon you. Remember that there is no condemnation for those who belong to me. You have been judged not guilty for eternity. Trust me and don't be afraid, for I am your strength, song, and salvation. And the references, there's a couple, is James 4:7, Romans 8:1-2, and Isaiah 12:2. So, that kind of went in is that I think fear is, Satan-based, our dark side, but I really want you to stop and just think about what causes your fear, what causes you to stay stuck, what causes those panic attacks, and the choices that we make. Like I said, been there, done that. I remember those thoughts and feelings distinctly. And it just kind of baffles me that, why I would choose that it's okay to go to the doctor's, but it wasn't okay to go out to dinner for Mother's Day. But in any way, because I think I just beat myself up. But anyway, so with that, just, that's just something, just something to think about.
Lindy again joined.
Hi. Okay, so today in my devotional, I drew up a one-winged angel, and of course it says, trust me and don't be afraid, for I am your strength, song, and salvation. Of course, that made me think of music notes. So I'm just going to go ahead and give this devotional page just a little bit of love, and it doesn't really take much when you're in here, and I got my watercolors today. Usually for in here, because they're a little bit quicker than my, we'll do orange. I like orange. A light orange. They run a little bit quicker, though they are, of course, water soluble, where when I use my my acrylics, they're a little bit more permanent than my watercolors. But you can surely darken things up a little bit and just kind of let it roll, just like that. And I hope, like, when you join in, if you've seen my food today, I made a lettuce wedge. Oh my gosh, it was so good. And I believe I'll have that probably for dinner as well. It was just a lettuce wedge with some yummy vegetables. But anyway, I hope everybody's having a good day. And, like I said, if you have those fears, I'm talking all over the place, but if you have those fears or anxieties, and truly, I mean, I'm still baffled when because I've thought about it from time to time, and I'm still kind of just wonder why we choose to beat ourselves up. And I think I want yellow tulips. This might be yellow. But why do we beat ourselves up and we make those choices that we can make our ways to places if we want to really make our way to those places that we want to go to? I mean, it's still, I'm just really kind of baffled about that. So I would really, truly love to hear if anybody else has gave that much thought. And I'm going to put some cute little music notes on here. Just a few. And I'm going to make them so they're not so dark, so I can still see the words on the page. But just so that it goes along with your devotional. And if you don't like it, you can always take it off. But I think that cute. So if you struggle with anxieties or depression or, introvertedness, what is it that makes you struggle? What is it? What are some of the struggles that you struggle with? And then how do you deal with them? How do you deal with them? I mean, I know how, and I deal with them now, but I mean, back in the day, it was a very hard thing to deal with. And I couldn't stand it. I couldn't stand the affliction. I couldn't stand the thought process. I don't even know how I survived it all. I don't even know. I mean, it's got to be from the grace of God, because seriously, there were times when it was just like, are you kidding me? So yeah, I guess I have to be thankful that God was watching over me on those days when He wasn't my thought process. He wasn't even in my thought process. Besides, poor pitiful me, Lord, why me? But life's changed, quite a bit, and I'm all right with that. And I hope I can be, and this is encouraging to others, to know that you don't have to have this struggle, and to really think about things. Take a moment, take a breath, write it down. Seriously, just write it down. Your little thought process on life, and just know that you don't have to walk that walk. It's all a stinking choice, and I just want everybody to be okay, and to find a better way, and to feel better about life and your days, and or if you know somebody who struggles with panic attacks, or please reach out to them, because they so just need somebody to try and understand, and ask people, what is it that you need? What is it that you struggle with? And you know what? And sometimes, I mean, going through this for me, when I would think about it, now when I think about it, is a lot of people, they don't want to, or they don't know what to do. And if you have to say it 100 times, or you have to listen 100 times, listen 100 times. That's what we needed, or that's what we need, is just truly reach out and truly be there. Don't just like, or they just tell you once and then you don't want to be around that person, or you get tired of hearing it. Yes, do you get tired of hearing it? But let me tell you, they get tired of thinking it. They get tired of the struggles. They get tired of being fearful. And trust me, they wish that they weren't. And I mean, I can cry for them, and but now I choose to pray for them. And do I still sympathize and empathize? Absolutely, I do, because it's not a pretty thing. And if you think someone wants to deal with mental illness and be stuck in their own fears, and if you think that they don't want a better world or a better life, think again, because we surely do, me included. But I just think that back, like, oh my gosh, look at all that stuff that I missed out on. And even having children, of course I went to the hospital and had them. Isn't that funny, But I've missed out on a lot of things over the years with them, and it's very sad, but I mean, I have to accept that, and I talk to my girls about that, and hopefully the future can be a little bit brighter with their connection with me. I mean, I was definitely a go-to mom. I was always home and available for the most part.
Phyllis Quall says hi there.
Hi, Aunt Till. Oh, happy birthday from you from yesterday. I hope you had a glorious day. One of my things fell. I don't know where it went. So if you have your devotionals, if you haven't started painting in them, just get a little. I mean, I know like Crayola has a little. Oh, two. My little things are falling off the wall. I'll put that over there. I know that they even have just a watercolor set, you know, especially because of school starting. Just get a cheap little thing of watercolor, and it comes with a brush, and you can just simply just use the brush and a pencil. So that's all you needed just to create that, so that I'll know that for today when I talked about it, it was fear, and as to when I turn back on this, and I put a little washi tab so that I know that I already did this one and this will be the next one. But that is, you know, sing to God and sing his praises and not let Satan rule your world, because I think that's exactly what we do. Like I said, it's really bizarre to think how we get in our own head and let those fears control us, which is really funny because we think we're in control when in actuality we're not in control at all. First of all, God's in control, but we let Satan control that thought process, and we just got to like look at it in a different perspective. I mean, now I can look at it in a different perspective versus when I was in that dark time, or a darker time. But still, it's just really baffles my mind about that. So I have to give that some more thought, but I'd like to hear other people's perspective on that too. Why could you go to the doctors when you're fear-based and panic attack versus staying at home, you know, and not going to something that you really, really, really love to do? Because that's the last thing I want to do is go sit in a doctor's office and wait in a waiting room for an hour to go cry to him. But anyway, I know I did that. But now I choose to be here, talk to you guys about it, share back, because I like it. Are you giving me, she's giving me faces, so I don't know what she's doing.
Phyllis Quall said, when we are in our heads, we are in dangerous territory.
You got that right. Gosh, you got that right. I think you ought to get on here, Aunt Till, and do a live little mini session. I want everybody to get on here and do live, so you can do a little live little blip and just say who you are, and because you're always full of really good tidbits. I always love that about you, and of course your good sense of humor. So, but yeah, I hope you guys all had a good day. I hope you enjoyed today's devotion. I hope I didn't ramble on too much about fears, but fears is such an everyday walk for me in my head. And that is true. In our own head is very dangerous. And I know it can be for me at times still, when I beat myself up, or when life gets a little bit overwhelming for me, my head automatically will go to this dark side and gloom, doom, and despair, and things that I don't enjoy. But I know how to pull myself out of those thought things, and a lot of people don't. So if we can just embrace others, you know, or ask others and help them, and it might take forever to hear the same story over and over and over and over from these people who struggle with this, and I don't mean it as mental illness, but when I think of head, I think of mental. So I don't mean, there's many different levels of mental illness, but I know I'm going to call it mental illness because I believe if you have agoraphobia and you have panic attacks and you have lots of fears, it is a mental issue. So I don't want to take that, I don't want to say it lightly, but I don't want to, you know, overwhelm anybody with that. And again, I'm not a therapist, I'm not a psychiatrist, I'm just me. I've walked the walk and I'm talking the talk, and I'm just sharing. So, with that, got to make it a smile, is just have faith and believe in yourself, believe in your walk, believe in your struggles, feel them. It's all real. It's, you know, just learn to love yourself and really write it down. Write it down. Get your little devotionals, and like I said, look at them. I write in here. I write all the time. So, or paint in here. Get out music and sing. When you get in those little dark moments, that does help. Or, you know, like I say, reach out to other people. reach out to other people and what is it the other way? You know, reciprocate. So we're all connected in some capacity. But anyway, I hope you watched my video on in my kitchen today. It was kind of fun, and hope to see everybody sometime over the next week. And talk to you soon. Bye. God bless.